Yo, welcome back to a very special, momentous episode for us. It is our 50th. Can't believe it's been that long. It feels like it's been a long time coming, but we have finally arrived. I'm joined by AF, my co-host, and my other co-host, Riyaz. They both have the same surname, but they're not family, we can assure you. Lads, how are we feeling on this joyous episode?
So the last time I said I was chuffed, and I think what's the opposite of chuffed? Is there something?
I don't even know. I'm not too good at English.
It maybe I think depleted is like the best way to describe how I'm feeling right now.
Okay.
How about you, Riyaz? Let's just pivot away from me for now.
I feel like I'm the scapegoat. It's been 50 episodes in, and I'm still the scapegoat. It's okay, it's fine. I'll take it. I'm doing okay. Doing well, not too bad. It's a good week. We're recording a bit earlier this week, which is lovely. It's these games on Friday, so technically it makes sense. But pretty good, not too bad. Jason, you weren't here last week. How you been?
Yeah, I've just been a bit crazy at work, man. Sorry I missed it. For all the loyal fans that noticed I was gone, sorry. You
had longer hair last week.
No, for sure. Just went for a little snip. It's been a real up and down week, I think, for all of our teams. Those midweek games last week, I think some of us had success, some of us didn't. And then this weekend games, some of us didn't and some did. So, it's been a very busy EPL stretch. And I think it's only going to get busier. I think we've got Champions League, and then we're going to get into the festive period where the games are going to be turning around thick and fast. So it's more just about the squads now and being able to get those results. Riyaz, let's start with you there, seeing as I think last week you had a bit of a culture shock, if I'm not mistaken, and then suddenly coming back this weekend against Newcastle. What is the emotions like? What is the feelings like, firstly, on last week's game, and then going to Sunday's mammoth game against Newcastle? Just talk us through it there.
Yeah, I mean, if we're going to talk about last week, we have to start with City. I mean, City's game was last week technically as well. So we drew there. That was great. And then West Ham, I guess, we played really well. Didn't get the result that we wanted, but we played well. So it's a work in progress. I mean, like I said previously, we have so many people out and so many injuries. And I mean, this week we had some people back. And it showed. It genuinely showed. I don't want to say that we beat a weakened Newcastle team, because we did. But the way we played was actually really, really good. We conceded a goal, which really annoyed me. Like, as we have been conceding the whole season, the same way we concede every single game, we conceded again. We want to play out from the back, and instead of going to a safe pass, they want to beat defenders, and we concede. But besides that, I think we played really, really well. I think the return of Pape Matar was immense. I think that with him in the middle, it changes it changes Bissouma's whole role. It changes Pardo's whole role as well, and it makes them easier. It makes them feel more free to play or express themselves in a certain way. Because when Pardo comes in, Saar is always going wide. He's always covering Pardo on the right, and he creates that space, and he knows where to go in the system. In the way we play, and it allows also Bissouma to play with Pardo in that middle role, and then Udogie to go forward, I guess, to wherever he goes, into the next stadium, somewhere forward or side, somewhere, which is crazy. But we played really, really well. And for once, actually, we put the team away when we deserved to. So we played well, and we scored the goals to actually put the other team away, which was very impressive. And Udogie's first goal, Sonny humiliated Trippier on the right. Shame Trippier's had a bad couple of games, but a bit of banter at the end there with Callum Wilson and Vicario. That was I never thought Vicario was that type of a banter guy, but it's good to see that he has something in him. So yeah, it was a good result. 4-1 is more than I expected. But against, like I said, a Newcastle team who was unfortunately running on fumes. They just didn't press as hard as they usually do. They lost something. If I'm listening.
That what you just said now, Newcastle team running on fumes, and I'm going to go back to what Nikita said last week. She said that where the game will be won and lost, and where it will be won and lost will be at Goodison Park last week Thursday, and I mean, like, she couldn't have been more right about that. Like, Newcastle's just had a run of like really bad games, and that goes down to the fact that Eddie Howe's using his exact same 11 every single game. I mean, those players, are their legs even working at the moment? Do they have to go to the lab or something to get some new parts, or I don't know? But it's crazy. Like, he was very stubborn in that approach, and that backfired on him completely.
Only in
I
one
mean,
game.
Sorry?
Only in one game. Only in this game so far.
No, I mean,
No.
Everton's game as well. Yeah, Everton.
Yeah.
They looked so. Yeah, they looked short everywhere, and I mean,
by the time Everton came around, I think it was 3 games in a row with the same starting 11, bar Nick Pope,
if not more.
Which is crazy. It's absolutely insane. And I mean, I saw Eddie Howe get some backlash on socials, and the fans have every right to like give him that sort of stick. You can't expect players to go through so many games, sometimes for a full 90 minutes. What do you expect is going to happen? I don't know.
So would you rather play 4 fullbacks in a backline? Is that what you're saying?
No. The thing is, like,
that's a Spurs tactic.
I said this in the group when we were talking about it, and like, he bought Lewis Hall for a reason, and he didn't give Lewis Hall one start in that run of 5 games, which is like, it's weird. Yeah. Like, how much did he spend? Like 45 million on Lewis Hall, 40 million on Lewis Hall.
Yeah,
and it was safe Trippier as well.
Yeah. Exactly. And it's not like Lewis Hall like is new to this. Like, he came from Chelsea. He played a couple of games there already for their first team. He had some runouts already for Newcastle. So I don't understand. Like, I don't know. I was just confused about the whole thing.
Yeah, man. Look, Riyaz, going back to your thing, you were saying that you were surprised we will do a 4, but having watched the game, I think it could have easily been closer to 6. I think maybe just a lack of finishing in that final third really put and I mean, if it's 4 or if it's at least 5, maybe Newcastle don't get that silly one at the end. But it's also it'll always come, unfortunately. But it was looking like we were watching the Spurs before all of those injuries. I think it was a lot more fluid. Like you said, Papi Sarr coming back, he did add a bit more, and it was just moving a lot more, just moving a bit better. And I think in this recent time, we've seen Son playing as a number 9, but I think over the past few years, we know Son as being a very deadly left winger, and it showed. And okay, he was playing against a guy whose hamstrings are probably holding on by a tether and all of that. He's played a lot of games, but you still have to beat Kieran Trippier, the England international. So I think Son did very well. I think there were a couple of chances where, even if he's not trying to take him on, he's putting in a very dangerous delivery. And I think he's putting in an area where maybe Harry Kane finished all of them, and maybe Richarlison needs to get up to that speed. But I think that could be a very dangerous way to play, in that if you're playing Son on the left and if things aren't working out with Richarlison, you can still move him to the number 9 spot, and you can still be very effective. So it was
what happened at the end of the game when we took Richarlison off, and who came on? I think Gil came on, or someone came on.
Gil came on, and then South also came on, and then suddenly it was just moving again. So it's a two-phase of attack, basically, where you can have Son on the left, or you can have Son through the middle, and I think it seems to be pretty effective. Now it's just somehow trying to rein Christian Romero in, because I feel like Eddie's always
what the hell?
Don't understand. There's absolutely no need, and it actually, I think I called it back in the World Cup where obviously I'm speaking for myself here. I was rooting for Messi to obviously win it, and then in the final, I think after Argentina had maybe gone like 3-2 up, I think Romero gives away a free kick on the edge of the box where he just does that same lunge, and I'm like, bro, you have 5 minutes and you just have to think. And yeah, it's just crazy. I don't know.
I
Ayef,
think-
what are your thoughts on him?
I think what makes it worse is that he just came back from a
his
suspension,
Yeah,
from doing something so stupid, and then he comes back and then
Yeah.
he's like, okay, I'm going to do something stupid again.
yeah.
Like, I mean, don't you learn? Like, you a senior professional, you're a world-class
He's
senior
the vice
professional.
captain. He's a World Cup
He's a
winner.
vice captain. I mean, like, dude, like, lead from the front, man. Like, what
Yeah.
are you thinking? What's going on up there?
Apparently,
But-
I think I saw something on socials about Martinez, and in one of the games, apparently Martinez had to literally go up to Romero and tell him, "Look here, rein it in. Like, what's going
Yeah.
on? Like, it's unnecessary. Just relax."
Yeah.
And I mean, maybe
Yeah.
that's what he need. Maybe one of our people need to go to him and be like, "Look, just relax, please, because it's ridiculous. Like, it's ridiculous. It's not even like, okay, like mistimed here or mistimed there.
Yeah.
It's like
It actually looks like it's his
terrible
intent to
challenges.
just
Yeah. It's
Yeah,
terrible.
I
now,
think-
now that we've seen that Vicario has some fire in his belly, maybe he can be the one to do that.
I like that. I
Yeah,
like
but
that.
then what's stopping Romero from just turning around and slide tackling Vicario, you know? Like I think he'll just see red, he'll just turn around and start, because if you look back at all the games, I think there was the game against United where Spurs won 2-0, where he took out Lisandro Martinez, his international teammate, right? And he went over the
Yeah.
ball and I think he got his ankle. And then you go back to the Spurs Chelsea game where he was sent off for that, and I think he also kicked Enzo Fernandez, and I think that was where that penalty came. But I think before he got sent off in that game, he was supposed to be sent off for some other challenge that he had put on
Another
somebody
kick.
else. And it's like, yeah, so it's every game, there seems to be somewhere or some instance where he's making a challenge that could easily be upgraded to a red. And I think it's unfortunate to say, but we'll see one of these days where he's going to break somebody's leg. And then it's going to be like, oh, maybe we should stop Christian Romero. But we can see all the signs there. And I think I'm speaking from a place of hurt here. When all of Arsenal's players used to get their legs snapped in half, I'd hate for that to happen to anybody else. And it's like this mentality of, okay, if you're going to take them out, you have to leave something on them. And I think that's so silly. It's so outdated. I think football's moved past wanting to have to break people's legs to enforce what sort of player you actually are.
And I mean, he's a good defender. When he defends hard, he defends well. Like he gets the ball nicely. It's just that he goes in unnecessarily sometimes, which is completely pointless. He doesn't need to do that. Like when he defends properly and he defends hard, he defends well. So there's no point in him going in hard like that for no reason. It makes no sense to me.
Yeah, it's just it is a bit upsetting, man, because like you say, he is a decent-ish defender and he seems to have a decent footballing mind on him. So yeah, it is very, very unusual to have that. But just pivoting from a wild defender to a defense that doesn't want to work, Man United against Bournemouth. AF, bro. Look, last week you obviously beat Chelsea and things are looking okay, up and up, because you have this major run coming up. We have Bayern, you have West Ham, I think, you have Liverpool. And you have a game at home against Bournemouth. Did you expect a result of that nature? Or was it somewhere in the back of your head potentially it could happen?
So let me go back to the Chelsea game, right? And everybody was raving about that Chelsea result. Not me. Chelsea are absolute trash at the moment. They are garbage on a football pitch, running around individually, not doing anything as a team, as a cohesive unit. Chelsea are so bad that they made United look good. I mean, that should literally show the levels at the moment. And then Bournemouth come around. And I mean, if you still talking about that Chelsea game, if you look at that game, Chelsea still had their chances. They could have still scored their goals.
A number of chances,
As bad as they were, United's midfield was so wide open. They rely on Scott McTominay to push forward so much to become that second striker. And then there's a gaping hole in that midfield for any team to just run through as they please. And we've seen that earlier in the season with Wolves. I mean, I don't think I can ever forget that entire Wolves team just running through our defense time after time after time. And our midfield was empty. And it doesn't seem like we've learned from any of those mistakes. Erik ten Hag is sticking with what he wants to do, and that is trying to use McTominay as Marwan Fellaini, basically trying to get goals instead of passing the ball and using the ball and controlling possession. And I said at the starting of the show, I'm depleted, and like that's why, like I want to watch football that I know is going to be attractive. I want to be entertained, but I mean, at the moment, I don't know what I'm getting. Every single time the starting lineup is announced, then it's a different one. I don't think he's named a center back partnership, the same center back partnership for consecutive games since I think game week 2. I think I saw a stat like that, which is crazy. I mean, like, how do you expect the team to gel and for your unit to become more cohesive if you keep chopping and changing every time? And it's not like Owen Hargreaves and Michael Owen both said this on PLTV. You have one of the best defenders as Rafael Varane on the bench, but because he's fell out with the manager, he's not starting him. I mean, you have Johnny Evans coming off the bench instead of him, which is like it's crazy. I mean, it just seems like Ten Hag's ego is so big right now that if he doesn't like you and if he doesn't agree with what you have to say, then you're gonna suffer. And I mean, it's a hindrance to the team and it's affecting the team so much.
Riyaz, any thoughts on the defensive fragility?
Sorry, I just kept on blabbing over there. Apologies.
No, it's fine.
You must. I mean, it's worked so far, the Ten Hag ego, for me personally, because like for real, because well, except for the Varane issue, because that is ridiculous. That makes no sense because now it's now starting to impact the team because he's your best defender that you have, and you're not playing him just because of whatever the case you fell out with the manager. Like that makes no sense to me. That should be put on blast. But like I said, I mean the midfield is where everything goes wrong for me. I mean because I didn't even think of that using the Scott McTominay as the second striker, but that's exactly what happens. And then it forces Bruno, who is a 10. Bruno is a 10, right? He should be a 10. He should not be coming back to everyone should be coming back to defend, but he shouldn't be dropping deep into the defensive third to coming to collect balls. That should not be what he needs to do. But he has to do that all the time. In every game, he's always being the one to come and pitch. He has to come pitch the ball because the midfield is non-existent without him. So I don't understand how Ten Hag, I guess it's Ten Hag, but I mean the midfield in general. Like, how do you play with no one there in the middle? It doesn't make any sense because if Swat is your box to box, that's fine. But then Amrabat is also non-existent when he plays. He's supposed to be the holding man. But I'm not going to blame Amrabat either because in the beginning of the season, it was Casemiro who was very good last season. And even then, they were non-existent in the midfield. There had to be Bruno dropping back to come and collect the ball. So that kind of, it's so weird, like not having a midfield and then they get exposed for it.
I just want to say one thing quickly on that Casemiro point is that last season, Casemiro was never alone at the base of midfield. He had Fred next to him, or he had McTominay next to him, and that time McTominay was actually used as a defensive midfielder. So I think that's the difference. Ten Hag is going with a central DM in every game this season, and they are completely overrun.
Yeah, they need more support there in that midfield. I mean, it's a shame to be honest, because like Bournemouth, all Bournemouth did was kick the ball out for a goal kick, let United have the ball. As soon as the ball comes out, everybody presses, they get the ball back and they score. I mean, as at Old Trafford, how can you accept that? How can a team that is in the bottom half of the table come there with a plan to let you have the ball, and then they'll score 3 goals past you. That is sad.
It could have been
I
4
mean,
as well, with that late one that was
Right at
actually
the end,
disallowed.
yeah.
Yeah, and that also it's a silly implementation of a rule because I don't think he goes out of his way to handle the ball. It bounces up, knocks on him, but that's neither here nor there. But I think we've spoken about United and the lack of a consistency in that spine area. That stat about not playing the same centre back pairing since game week 2 is actually crazy because, okay, granted Martinez was out injured. It just seems like it's okay, guys. Let's look at what we have here, and then let's just put this one there, that one there. You have Kobe Mino, who I think played out of his skin at Everton, and I don't think he started ever since.
I think he started the Newcastle game, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay,
And then
but it's
he
also,
got benched after that.
it's a very difficult game. So you've left players in who've performed worse for longer.
Yeah.
I think right now what you're doing is you're saying, okay, it was good, and you maybe had an okay game, but it's fine. Now we're just gonna throw you out. And I think he'd maybe provide a bit more stability at that base. I think Amrabat probably he's got that one clip where he chased down Kylian Mbappe, and I think that's what that's what prompted them to sign him. And I think maybe, if I remember correctly, Ten Hag worked with him when he was at 20. I think FC 20 before Ten Hag was at Ajax. And it's okay. You've signed players that you are familiar with, but the system is still not there. It seems like it's not going. And recently there've been a few clips on social media. Just it's like simple stuff, right? It's Ajax's team doing that rondo when Ten Hag was there, and then Man United's team, and they couldn't string any of those passes together. And you look, and I think in the Ajax video you had Onana that was playing with as well, and he was doing better than some of the infield players. And it's like, yeah, man, there has to be some sort of a system, and rather fail with the system.
Some sort of pattern of play or something of the sort.
Yeah, rather stick to your guns and say, okay, this is how we want to play, and this is how we're going to do it. And then, yeah, maybe I'm going back and forth because I maybe said previously that you have to adapt to certain conditions, but I think now it's just knuckling down and showing the fans that this is where it's going to go.
Yeah, I mean, he's literally abandoning all of that so that he can play McTominay ball, which is basically just string some passes together, and then Luke Shaw or Dallo crosses the ball into the box, hoping for McTominay to like latch on to whatever loose ball is available for him. Which is
so he then being misprofiled at United. Then should he be playing in a more advanced role, closer to the final third? Yeah.
So I mean, with Scotland, he plays further up the pitch. Actually, he's so versatile for Scotland. Sometimes he plays centre back, sometimes he plays centre mid, sometimes he plays as a second striker. But I think that brought up that I think him and Hoyland were the two highest goal scorers in the Euros qualifiers or some cap like it. One of the international stats where the two of them were like leading the goal scoring charts. I feel like Ten Hag got tricked by that. And
well, he is Man United's leading scorer as well. So,
he is, but I mean, then play him as the number 9. Don't play Anthony Martial as the number 9. Then place McTominay as the number 9. Then he has no responsibility in midfield.
That's actually
then
not
play
a bad
proper
plan.
midfielder. I mean, if the guy's so good at scoring goals and so good at putting the ball in the back of the net,
like, play him false 9. Yeah, let him float
like
around.
I mean, we have Anthony Martial that's been there since 2016. He's so far past his sell-by date, and then other than that, we have Hoyland that is like he struggles so hard in the Premier League, and I mean he scores goals for fun in the Champions League, which is like that doesn't make sense to me either.
No, but I mean, like, why would you not play him then? I mean, the man is at least he's scoring. Like you have Martial who doesn't do anything.
Yeah,
he does nothing.
Yeah, no,
so what's
exactly.
the point in starting him?
But I mean, what I'm saying is Ten Hag doesn't have any issue with benching Hoyland, but with McTominay has to play every game. So if he wants to play him every game, just stick him up top. I mean, and have a proper midfield. Have Amrabat and Mainu together at the base of that midfield, with Bruno doing his things further up. I don't know. Like we aren't managers over here. We are basically couch managers, and but I mean, if the entirety of Twitter is saying the same thing, then I guess we are right and Ten Hag is wrong. I don't know.
Okay, yeah. We've obviously spoken about this crazy run that they have, and we'll ignore Bayern because it is a massive game. But I think there's an even bigger one happening on Sunday. So yeah, just for the one game that we preview, right? Let's preview this. Recent history hasn't been kind. AF and recent form hasn't been kind to you guys. I think Liverpool are getting into their stride, and I think Anfield is turning around. I think it's turning into more Anfield of old, maybe, where the crowd is playing such an immense role. I think we look back to the Fulham game where, for all intents and purposes, they were done, and then somehow they pulled that late win out. What are the feelings towards? What are the feelings towards Sunday's game?
So this
is
is
there-
the this is the sacking fixture, right?
Okay.
Liverpool beats United. Jose Mourinho got sacked. Liverpool beats United in December. Solskjaer got sacked. Liverpool. Okay, no, I think it was just those two. But I mean, the pattern is forming here right now.
Yeah.
United are not looking great at the moment. The results aren't doing them any favors. If United lose on Sunday, this could be the trifecta, the final nail in the coffin for Erik Ten Hag. I don't
Is
know,
there a
like
way, right? So just on that, just to add to what you're saying, is there a result where United lose but Ten Hag still keeps his job?
I
Or
think
is
so.
it any loss or not any
I
loss?
think
but
they should keep him till the end of the season.
And then suddenly he's
I
actually there.
think
So
the only thing that allows him to keep his job this time is with the pending announcement of Ineos and Sir Jim Ratcliffe,
okay,
because
yeah,
maybe Sir Jim Ratcliffe sees Ten Hag in his vision moving forward.
okay,
So I think that could be the one thing that might allow Ten Hag to keep his job. But yeah, man, like I feel like if it's going to be like a 4-0 or a 5-0 or something bad like that, then I think Ten Hag is gone, to be honest.
I don't think they should sack him. I think they should give
I
him
don't, I don't think that they
you
should.
want this misery
Okay.
to continue. AF is your friend, Riyaz. Let this guy be happy for
He's
once in his
agreeing
life.
with me. What do you mean?
No, like I agree with Riyaz. Like I don't want him to be sacked. I'm just going according to what I think might happen. I still
Yeah,
think that Erik Ten Hag can steer the ship
yeah,
and in the right direction. And I feel like if he gets the time to do it, he will.
yeah,
I'm just gonna go back to the early Arteta years. There were tons of Arteta outs. I mean,
yeah,
it was deafening. Like you go
yeah,
onto Twitter after Arsenal game, and it's just one way straight.
yeah,
Like Arteta out, we
yeah,
had Piers Morgan calling for him, and now a few years later, everybody's behind him. Piers Morgan is praising the guy every single time.
yeah,
So I mean, you need to give the managers time, and Ten Hag's been here
yeah,
for 1.5 years now. I feel like if he's given the time, he will be able to right the wrongs in this
yeah,
team.
yeah.
Agreed.
No, that's fair. That's fair. But I think it then comes back to somewhat giving a system. Like I think in your first season, there were more patterns of play than we're seeing in the second season.
Yeah,
Arteta, to all of his credit, like while some of the results never went his way, we persisted with playing an inverted or a possession-based footballing style with Kolasinac and Mustafi, and yeah, it was just a lot. So I think that might have been what had saved him, but I also feel that sacking him now is not going to do much. It's just going to create that little manager bounce, win a few games, and then once it restarts again in Jan, then it's just going to be the same sort of period again.
yeah,
So yeah, I feel that barring a massive loss, like if we see something similar to last season, which was so out of the out of the realm of what people thought it would be. I think people expected Liverpool to win. I don't think they expected 7. If we're seeing that again, I think Monday morning is going to be very tense.
Was Ten Hag involved? Was he the manager when they hit 7 past him?
Yeah, it was last season.
Yeah, it was last season. So, yeah, I think it could be very, very tense on Monday morning if something similar like that happens. I think he's still, if you guys lose like 3-1, 4, I think Ten Hag's still fine. But anything more than that, I think it gets into uncharted territories a bit, and I think that's where we might, we might actually see him go. So
yeah. I mean, I think Liverpool. I think we haven't spoken enough about Liverpool, to be honest. In general, like on the season in general. I don't think people are like
about how amazing Trent is.
Not that people talk about that too much, in my opinion. But I think that they are quietly. We have like, if you think about it, they haven't lost a game this whole season. They haven't lost one game, not a single game. So
no, they lost to you guys, unless you're saying that wasn't okay. Dubious.
That doesn't really count. Yeah, that doesn't really count. Yeah, asterisks. Yeah.
Okay.
So if you think about it, they've been going about their business like under the radar. They lost. Okay, I'll give the last one game this whole season, and they're on the top of the log, and they're finding ways to win games from behind. So, I mean, they might be front runners for the league at this point in time, to be honest. Like, I know Arsenal are playing really well. For me, Arsenal look the best on the field. City will be the best at the end of the season. But at the moment, if Liverpool can pull more of a gap, then, it's because at the end of the day, the only 2 people that I see beating Aston Villa away this season is either Liverpool or Spurs. So if that is the case, then I think Liverpool are going to be really difficult to stop. It's going to have to come down to City at the end of the season.
When is that game even happening? That would be crazy to see that Fuller Liverpool game. I think we have to talk about them because, in Nikita's opinion, right, and this isn't a slight to at all, she feels that they're not in a title run, right? They're just quietly accumulating. But I'm like, okay, if you're on top of the log, you can't still want to say that you're not in a title race.
Does she really say that? Is she saying that? Okay, I must get on the back about it.
It was a conversation in our chat. Come on,
yeah. In our group, she had stated, they aren't in this title run, and okay. At the start of the season, Spurs were in that title run because they were winning and they were first. It's not to say that Liverpool's going to win the league, but at this current moment in time, they are in this title run. They are there. They are winning games, and it's as simple as what people thought they having such a bad season because they drew this game here and then they scraped this win. At the end of the day, regardless of how ugly the performance looks, they are still there. And if there's any team to rival City, we take Arsenal out of last season, obviously, because that was our first time that we've rivaled City in quite a long time. Liverpool have been the team that have been going head-to-head with Spurs, and that's not something that you just lose. So, I think they are definitely in there. And it's not to say that this is a definite title race, but at this moment in time, on the 12th of December, they are in there.
Well, of course, it's a title race, guys. Come on.
Maybe coming in Jan, when there's maybe AFCON and then Salah goes, maybe that consistent output isn't going to be there. I still feel that they
will lose besides Salah.
Joel Matip, but I think he's out now either way. So it's just Salah, but I think losing Salah is massive.
No, definitely.
But I still think that they've got enough in the tank to get through games. So I think Liverpool have been good. I think they are always up for this fixture as are Man United players, maybe not as much. I don't think we need to put predictions on it for score specific. AF, just because you are the only Man United fan, are you feeling any sort of inclination towards possibly a fast start, maybe getting something and then all of the wheels falling off? Or is it just you've just resigned yourself to it's going to be a long
95?
I have literally just set the bar so low that I'm just like, whatever happens must happen. I'm going to watch the game with
That's not even an
zero
answer.
expectations.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm watching the game with zero
He
expectations.
like Riyaz, right? Against City, he said,
One
all I
goal.
want to
I
do
want
is
one
just
goal.
one
There
goal.
you
And
go.
look
There
how
you
that
go.
turned out for him. Okay.
We got
AF
to
wants
throw at the
one
end of
goal.
the day.
And if we're going to put money down, it's probably going to be Scott McTominay, isn't it?
There we go. He's going to play as that 9,
And-
and he's going to go and score.
Guys, I just have this feeling it's going to be Diallo, Maguire, Evans, and Shaw at the back. And just the thought of Mo Salah running against Johnny Evans, 38-year-old Johnny Evans. No,
That's Shakespeare. That's poetry in motion.
It's
The
going to be
thing is,
great.
Evans is brought back for his experience. And what more do you need when you go to Anfield? You need experience and you need the luck of the gods. So, yeah. Riyaz,
That's what
do
Maguire
you
has
see
at the
anything
moment.
happening that could sway this result? Maybe a dubious VAR decision?
Oh, look, I don't get me involved in VAR because I was watching this weekend and there were like 3 different calls where I thought gee whiz. But anyways, I actually want to talk about that, but we'll talk about that another time. I think that it's going to be really difficult. It's and this is tough for me. It's tough for me because I really don't like Manchester United. Like, if you had to tell me kick a team from the Premier League, then I would kick United. Like, it's simple. So it's really tough for me to say that I really want to draw out of this, but I want to draw out of this. So do something and start Hoyland. Let Hoyland score. I don't want Rashford to score. He can down tools all he wants, but start Hoyland. Let him do something. Let McTominay do something. Or actually, you know what I want to see? I want to draw, and I want no Bruno tantrums. That's what I want.
Bruno's not playing, so there's absolutely
he's suspended.
Oh no, that's how you guys.
We're gonna have. There we go. We're having Scott McTominay in the 10. That is what's going to happen.
Ooh.
Bruno took a strategic yellow card to absolve him of. Yeah,
and he did it on purpose. You could see he did that on purpose.
Hitting the linesman or something like that, just so he can remove himself from that controversy.
I'm gonna go 2-2 draw, mate. I'm going 2-2 draw.
Okay, AF, look, I'm not as optimistic as Riyaz. I think there'll be certain points where you maybe scare Liverpool, but I think Liverpool's just going to be too strong. And maybe this is like reverse psychology. I don't know if it works, if a neutral fan gives reverse psychology, but yeah.
It's going to work.
Liverpool's going to be too strong, and I think it's a chance to kick you guys while you're possibly down.
I actually think, just thinking about it now, we have this Champions League game tonight in about 3 hours' time against Bayern. If by some miracle, by some weird miracle, United beat Bayern tonight and Copenhagen and Galatasaray draw and United make it through, that momentum can be extremely vital going into Sunday. But saying that miracle, I need to go to Narnia to go find a miracle like that, to be honest.
I think you have more of a chance of beating Liverpool outright than having that happen.
Because, I don't think all of those things, to satisfy all of those prerequisites, no chance.
Yeah.
Well, not no chance, but, you know.
Nah, dude, we are living in United over here.
Yeah.
Riyaz used to support Liverpool at one point, if I'm not mistaken.
No. I never supported Liverpool. I never did.
Now the
my sister supports Liverpool. I like them.
Or you just really like them a lot.
I like them a lot. I did, yeah. And now I understand why people hated them for so long. It makes sense now. But yeah, it's not now United and Liverpool. They're slowly coming up to United's level for me. Slowly creeping it there. But at the moment, United still just a little bit worse.
That's fair. Okay, lads, thanks for that. We obviously can't end the show off without addressing the elephant that's in the room. We had led up to this 50th episode by saying that we are doing a giveaway football jersey. We had posted it on our socials. All you had to do is comment on any of our social media pages, tagging a friend, telling us which team you support, why you enjoy watching them, how you had started watching them. That obviously concluded today. So yeah, I'm gonna hand over to AF. AF's the man behind all of this. AF, do we have a winner?
50th
Yes,
episode
we
giveaway.
50th episode. Drum roll.
I didn't even check if I can do that.
Yeah, that would
in
actually
terms
be
of
crazy. I
audio
think
here. Okay,
that's probably
next time.
something that we should have flagged. Yeah.
But yeah, the winner. Yeah, we'll do that for the next giveaway. We do
For
plan
sure.
on doing a couple of more of these moving forward. But yeah, for this one, our 50th episode giveaway is Butters8904, and that's over on Instagram. So
Okay.
yeah,
So Butters, you
thanks
are
so
our
much.
first official winner for the Thank you for the
Congratulations
support.
to you, dude.
We will be in touch with
You
you.
know who you are. We will be in
We will-
contact with you.
Yeah.
I'll just pop you a DM and get all your details, and yeah, then we can get your jersey to you. Congratulations, man, and yeah, thanks to everybody that submitted entries, that did all the sharing, all the comments, tagging people. We all appreciate it. Everybody at Sportycast, we love your appreciation. We love all your support, and we appreciate you guys watching our videos, liking our posts, and just sharing it with everybody that you know.
Yeah,
hating
man. Just want
Trent
to
as
echo
well.
what AF said. Thanks for all the support. Yeah, it's been a crazy 50. There've been some ups, there've been some downs, but we're hoping that for the next 50, it's going to be more ups and less downs. So yeah, just thanks for the support, thanks for the love, and it's as simple as just liking, just subscribing, just sharing it. We're not asking for anything more than that. We do appreciate it, and yeah, let's just hope that this journey continues. But yeah, to my two co-hosts for today, thank you very much for availing yourself as per always. For the 50th episode, where can the peeps find you on the socials? AF, what do you got for me?
Yeah, I'm over here at AF Parker 642 on every single social media platform. I don't like change, but yeah, come 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 speak to me about comic books. Come speak to me about movies, TV shows, sports, everything you name it.
Sweet. Riyaz?
I
Where can
laughed
the
because
people-
it was so relatable. I'm on Twitter at Parker_Riyaz. You can come follow me there, talk nonsense to me. And also follow at Sportycast as well, obviously. Talk to us about anything how much you rate Trent Alexander-Arnold, how much you think he should be playing as a striker, how stupid we are for saying that in the first place. Anything really. Just come and talk to us. We always lend an ear, always available to lend an ear and talk nonsense.
Perfect. At Jason_Ronnie. Yeah, we always appreciate comments. We appreciate everything, and sometimes we might not get to it as soon as it's posted. But yeah, we do appreciate them. We do appreciate all of the love and all the support. Guys, for the 50th episode, that was 343. Catch you guys soon.